Hey, everybody. What's the message today? I got this real heaviness on my chest. And I'm processing a lot of full moon energy, just like you guys are. And I feel the heaviness of that. I feel a lot of pressure on my chest. I feel this heart chakra opening coming, but something really dense. Pressure to perform, pressure to be what everybody wants you to be or says that you should be or how they see you. The pressure of being what others want you to be, that it's like you can't fight against who you actually are anymore. This pressure that I feel on my chest is like the real me from inside, from my heart chakra, 111 on my recording, trying to come out, but it's trying to bust through the pressure, the thing that's holding it back. But people won't approve, or it's not what they want, or I'm gonna get some kind of reaction, or it's fear. It's fear. The pressure of fear. Okay, that is what's coming up for this full moon. And the trick is to just surrender to it and sit with it. Just like there's a difference between surrendering to the fear and not submitting to the fear and allowing the fear to take over everything and to make you make decisions based off of that fear. Just surrendering to it, listening to it, and recognizing that it's there. There is some times where fear serves us, where it shows us where we're misaligned. And if we can accept that and not get into alignment with the fear, but make friends with the fear and say, okay, what is it that's in my life that is causing this sensory reaction in me? That isn't aligned with where I'm going and what I'm doing. Can I see it? Can I sit with it? Can I witness what the fear is showing me about this? And then approach it from a place of love. Like, I love the fear. I love that the fear showed me that this person is not aligned with me. There's a person in your life that is not aligned with where you're going and what it is that you're asking for. You're asking for expansion and growth and like partnership. So it could be a person, it could be a job. It's always this like, well, that doesn't apply to me. So what about this over here? But if you open your mind and let it resonate with you in a way that's not so specific. It's not just a relationship. It's not just a romantic relationship. It's the way that you relate with any kind of other energy. It could even be money, a certain kind of money, or where money is coming from. The relationship that you have with the money coming from that source is not aligned with you anymore and aligned with what it is that you're wanting for yourself, which is maybe for some of you, a greater amount of money or continued, consistent, flowing money. You think that the source of money right now, it's like, well, I can count on that because it's guaranteed. But is it? Is it at any point that other structure or that person or your boss or the company could say, we're not giving you this money anymore. You're fired. Then it stops flowing. So it's like looking at it from a different perspective, really surrendering to seeing that there is a person in energy in your life that is not aligned with where you're meant to go. So sometimes when you're around that person or sensing them or experiencing them, the fear is telling you that their energy is their energy, that it's not yours. Don't take it on as if it's yours. There's sometimes where that fear is showing you this is not your fear. You're aligned with someone else who operates from a place of fear. Ooh, that's what it is. You're aligned with someone who operates and makes decisions based out of a place of fear. And for the things that you want, and for the growth, and for the movement, and for the action, and for the way that you want to live moving forward, you want to come from a place of survival mode and into thriving. You want to thrive. You want to live. You want to grow. You want to expand. You want to continuously keep moving from a place of love. And when you sense this other person, you can feel their fear, and it triggers fear in you. So just listen to the fear. Don't even take it on as your own. Just recognize, oh, this fear is telling me that this person is not aligned with this new way of thinking and being for me. Does it mean that that person is not meant to be in your life? Maybe, maybe not. It does mean that they're not meant to align with the expectation of what you thought they were or going to be for you. Or this job, you thought that this is going to be your dream job. And at the time, it was your dream job because it's what you needed at the time to get to the next step and the next dream job, because your dreams don't ever stop changing because they keep growing and you keep desiring more and growth. So it was your dream job at the time. And now your dreams have gotten bigger. So now the job needs to get bigger. The job needs to expand. Your role needs to expand. The company needs to expand. If it's the same thing over and over and over and over again and there's no room for movement, it's not right for you specifically. If the person that you're with, if the relationship they're in, there's no room for movement, this person operates out of a place of fear and just wants to sit still. Sitting still makes them feel safe. It's not aligned with where you're going. You're moving. For some of you, you're actually moving. For some of you, you're clearing out energy in your house and you will actually be moving soon. If you are afraid of that, or if you're making that decision based out of fear, I feel like I'm validating that you do need to move. You need to move homes. Because it's something in the energy in the land there that elicits fear. There's something about the vibration in the land that elicits fear. So you are making this decision based off of the energy that you're sensing, but just know that it's not a fearful decision. You're making this decision because the place where you are is surrounded by fear. Some of you are in a relationship and living with someone. The home, the land, the environment, the people, it's come to a point where you can't stand to live in their fear anymore because their fear and insecurity makes them want to control the environment, to keep it in a box in a certain way in order to feel safe and secure. And for you, who is constantly expanding, you've moved out of that box. You cannot be confined to that box anymore. It will become toxic, very toxic. So for some of you, this is validation that you need to move out. So does that mean that you are not supposed to be together anymore? Move out first. Create your own space. Find your own space first. Remove yourself from the environment. and then approach the connection with this other person in a different way. So for some of you, I'm also seeing a job. Like before you decide to quit the job, get out of the box, get out of the environment. Ask your boss or let your boss know that you want to work from home from now on, or you want to work remotely at least 3 days a week. They're going to say yes. There will be a little bit of resistance there. They're afraid that they're going to lose you, because eventually down the road they can see that they are, but you just stick to what it is that you want, because they are going to come around. You have to get yourself out of that environment and then look at the job itself from the outside and recognize that getting out of the environment helps you to see the job differently, to intuit things differently, to approach your job a little bit differently, and it doesn't feel as oppressive, and then the money starts flowing again, or like your numbers start to rise, or and the company can see the difference. So they're actually going to support you working remotely, and other people too. So it could be that it helps the relationship between you and the company or the boss, or just the job itself and your relationship with the money, to remove yourself from the actual environment. If it's a relationship, it may actually help the relationship to get out of the box. It may help the relationship in a way that says we need a new dynamic, or we need to not relate to each other in a romantic way. We're not supposed to be together. We are supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be helping each other. We're supposed to be like each other's healers. But the expectation of a romantic partnership that we both had in the first place, we can see that that's not what serves us. It's not the kind of, it was like a healing partnership. So you can still have that partnership with each other, but you have to remove the expectation that you will be life partners with each other, because all the life stuff that goes along with it muddies up the healing that's there. The life partner that you can feel that supports your growth and expansion and their own is there in your field. That's really what you're desiring. But with this full moon, it's like you're removing the expectation that it has to be this person because you thought that it was. And you're removing the resentment that that person can't live up to those expectations. And then there's this process of forgiveness that happens, forgiving them for not being able to be that person, because it's based off of your expectations, this pressure to perform. You have this pressure to perform on you, and it's causing you to put that pressure on someone else, not just allowing them to be what they are meant to be. Now they put this pressure on you also. So it's this shared experience that's going on right now. So free yourself. Free yourself from that expectation. Free yourself from that pressure. Be honest about what it is that you expect or want, and let it evolve from there. Okay? With your boss and stuff like that too. Oh, wow. Yep. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. It's exactly everything that I was just talking about. There's fear here that doing that is going to be alone. There's fear that you're going to be alone. Fear of being alone. There's something that you have to face. This fear of being alone. This person, this job was based off of the need to fill a void. It was not a conscious decision to couple, to partner. You got this job because you needed the money real bad. It wasn't based off of purpose or alignment, and you were guided to this job, but it was because it was meant to help relieve the pressure of needing money. But it takes up way too much of your time that you can't focus on things that are that are purposeful and based off of divine purpose, like doing God's work. You are, it's the Hierophant. Wow. Anything right now that stops you from doing God's work, in whatever way you're supposed to do God's work, whether that's channeling guidance and being a tarot reader on YouTube, or being a healer, helping to heal others. I'm seeing a hairdresser. Like, anything that stops you from being a hairdresser, which is something that you have always wanted to do. People are telling you not to do it because you're not going to make enough money doing it, and it's just like you can feel there's a greater purpose in it. How is, like, doing someone else's hair God's work? There's something inside of you that knows that it is. You're not a hairdresser. You're a counselor. You're someone who connects with someone. You're someone who has healing in your hands, who sends that through their chakra system, who is a light, who brings out their beauty, who brings to life the vision of what they want to look like from out from inside of them, and makes it happen. Believes them, sees, it's like a shared vision that you have with these other people, in what it's like matching their outsides to their insides. It's a gift. It is God's work, because the way that they look and the way that they feel about the way that they look elicits this light from inside of them, and that ripples out to everyone they're around. So when they look and feel a certain way, their presence is healing to other people too, and you helped to bring that out of them. So don't put yourself in a box about what God's work is. It's you being a light worker in whatever way you feel most purposeful. It's the thing that you cannot get off of your heart. There is this pressure to perform that's being released, so that what it is that you really want to do, that you really feel drawn and guided to do, can emerge. So don't give up on that dream. Something is being moved out of the way. Someone's expectation, someone's belief is being moved out of the way so that you can do God's work. It's like your mom's opinion. Like, how is it that how are you going to make money doing that? God is going to provide what I need in order to be able to continue to do that. But you have to be in the energy of doing that. So you actually have to go and do. There's something that's stopping you from actually going and doing that. So if you think that you have to have a studio, you have to have a location, you have to work in a salon in order to be able to do that, and you're not doing that work in the meantime until you're able to do that, until you're able to find that salon, you're looking for a job, or whatever it is. You're not doing God's work in the meantime. Do it in your basement. There is a place. Go to those people's houses. There is a place that you can do it. I'm just remembering, like, one of my hairstylists who came to my mom's house and did it. Like, I had my head over the sink in the kitchen. And I used to follow her around all over the place. Like, she would move, she would go to another salon, I wouldn't see her for a year, and then she'd pop up again, and I'm like, yeah, there's something about us. She could just bring my vision to life. I didn't even really have to explain it. She could just feel it. She had such a gift. So go to their houses and do it. This is an example for somebody specifically, obviously, like, but it's just to show you, like, get your head out of the box. Think outside of the box when it comes to what it is that you're meant to do. What you're meant to do doesn't necessarily always have to be about a job either. Like, I want to do this on a regular basis and I want it to bring money in for me too. Like, I don't want to do anything else. I want it to bring me money. And maybe eventually that's what it will do the more that you maintain the vibration of that. But in the meantime, surrender to the thing that does give you take the pressure off so that you can be in alignment with the things that you want to do. Okay? So for some of you, it's like, what is God's work? Like, I work in a medical office doing medical billing. How is that God's work? There is something in that you're not seeing. There's an interaction with the people that you work with. It's not the actual work that you're doing. It's the influence that you have in a different way in that office, in that environment. Or on the people that you're like imprinting your light in some kind of way. But it's also, like, for some of you, it's not about the job that is the purpose. There's something else that is you doing God's work, that you spend so much time in the office doing that medical billing, when maybe that's you that needs to talk to your boss about doing that work from home, because you're going to be 10 times more effective at home, not being distracted by everything else going on around you in the office. 3 days a week, there's things that you could be doing. Some of you, it's like, I have to go to the office because there's files there that I need and blah, blah, blah. There is a way for you to be working from home for those 3 days. There are some of you that are working from home that need to go back to the office because you're too distracted by the things that are going on around you in the home. Okay, so some of you, it's the opposite. Take whatever resonates for you. But when you're in the environment that suits the flow and your alignment, you could work an 8-hour day in the office. And because it's not the right environment, it takes you 8 hours to get all of this stuff done. When you work from home or wherever it is, whatever, like if you're working from home, it may take you a lot longer. It might take you 8 hours, but if you go into the office, there is so much more of a focus. Whatever it is for you. When you're in the environment that suits you being in flow, being in alignment, you could do that same amount of work in 4 hours. The zone. There's an area, there's an environment that's meant to get you in the zone. Okay? There's something that's moving out of the way for you to be able to see what that connection is, to see what that is. There is a limited box way of thinking. There's a person that thinks inside the box that's in your life, that this full moon is meant to help release. There's only one way of thinking about it. There's the pressure to conform. You have to do things a certain way in order for to be accepted, to feel safe, to fit in. And it makes them feel safe, and it's okay for them, but it's not for you. You have a different kind of work to do. You have God's work to do. And your role is much bigger than what you think it is. It's important. It's so important right now. And honestly, that person has that mission also. They just are not ready to see it yet, or to lean into it, or to accept it. And they're still coming from a place of fear just a little bit. They haven't worked through the things that they need to work through. And that's okay. You're activating that in them. That was part of your purpose with them. For some of you, that's like, that was your purpose in your job, was to activate growth in that place. But the longer you're there, it's the environment itself that is holding you back. It's their energy that's holding you back now. And you've done as much as you can to see things from inside the box in order to help. Now, the best way that you can help is by not putting the pressure on them to get out of the box anymore. They have to choose to get out of the box themselves. You're already out of the box, though, waving down in them like, hello, it's fun out here. You want to come out and fly? And they're like, fuck no, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready yet. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to fly. I'm going to do all of these things. Right? I feel like a lot has moved through. I don't feel that pressure on my chest anymore. So big energy coming through, being released with this full moon. Okay? Just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. There's something that you're sitting still in the middle of right now that you need to move through. You got to move the energy. Maybe you need to go and exercise. You need to talk to somebody. You need to get it out from here, and you need to do what it is that you love to do. Go and do that, and that's going to help to move the energy. I heard yesterday, go to the trees, and so there was something very intense, very dense that I was sitting in the middle of that I just needed to move. And so I looked up hiking trails near me, and the closest one that was near me was called Heavenly Waters. And I was like, okay, I need flow, I need water, I need to move this emotion, I need to move the energy. And so I went there and I felt 1,000 times better and more clear about a decision that I was making. And, you know, this all applies to me too. So a person in my life who is in the box right now, and I was sitting in the box with them too, and I saw what I needed to see, and scared to get out of the box too, but I know it's time. So I had to move through the fear that said, stay there, stay there, stay there, be safe, be comfortable, stay in the comfort zone, stay in the comfort zone. There's this fear and panic that was coming up, like, stay there, perform, be what they want you to be. You'll feel accepted, you'll feel validated, blah, blah, blah. Right? So I had to come back and face that. Listen to your guidance, okay? If you guys want to dig into that for yourself, if you need help seeing how the box is keeping you in, where that is in your life that you're being boxed in, who it is, what it is, because it's not always just a person. I was just telling somebody I was talking to yesterday, they were looking at things very logically, very linearly. They were playing a song for me and I couldn't hear it on the computer. And I was like, all I hear right now is my cat's purring. And I just put the puzzle pieces together that I'm not supposed to hear that song. I'm supposed to hear my cat's purring. That was the message that you were meant to play for me, was something about my cat's purring. And I had just heard earlier in the day that a cat's purr is the vibration of love and it's meant to balance your heart and blah, 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 your vibration. And it made so much sense to me. I just connected the dots so symbolically. I was like, I'm not supposed to hear it. And they're like, well, it's something about Zoom, like Zoom does that. And I know the reason why. And I'm like, well, I know the symbolic reason. I know the energetic reason why too. It's like, that's how I see things. That's how I connect the dots. And so if you need help seeing, if it's a symbolic kind of energy, that it's not a person, it's a thing, it's your environment, it's the job, it's money itself. It's where the money is coming from. It is something that keeps you in a box. It's a habit that it's time for you to quit. It's a habit that you have that is based off of someone else's belief system. It's a thought that you have that keeps you in a box. It's someone else's thought that's not even in your life anymore. But their thought and their belief is still in your life. So it's almost as if this person is still in your life. If you need help seeing that, get in touch with me. All my information is down in the box below. You can either book a session with me, or if you can't find anything in my availability that fits your schedule, email me and we'll set something up. Okay? It's important for the collective to come together and move through this together. So yeah. Good luck. Love you. I'll talk to you soon.